Hey everybody, this is Charlie, the Pennsylvania grain farmer, coming to you from the Red Shed here in western Pennsylvania. And today we're going to be working on a little project, at least get it started. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it or not today, but working on some of these marker lights on the F600. I need to get this truck inspected, not right away. I believe it's April that the inspection runs out. And I noticed here after I was done, hauling grain this fall that I was having a little bit of trouble with the marker lights. These two over here on this little corner piece go on and off if you move the wiring around. So I'm guessing that there's a bad connection in there somewhere between where the wire comes out of the frame and where it goes into the lights themselves. And then back here on these marker lights, these two aren't working, and I know exactly what's wrong there. One of the wires corroded off. I've changed some marker lights on here before. Actually, the lights themselves went bad, but in these cases, these little light units are okay. They're in grommets and they pop right out. They're all right, but it's the wiring itself. And over the 3 years that I've owned this, I have changed some other lights. Like, for example, I changed the turn signal markers and stop lights back here on both sides, because over time, for some reason, they went bad. And some of this is due to the wiring itself. I can show you a piece of wire here that came off of my utility trailer back in December. I went to get this thing inspected, and the one set of lights in the back wouldn't work, and I looked at it and found this piece of wiring like this hanging down, and here it was coming out of the wiring harness and headed back to those lights. And here, where it came out of the wiring harness, you can see that it just turned to dust. The copper wire inside, for some reason, corroded, and it wasn't conducting, and it just broke off. So I had to replace that piece, and that's the second time that I had that happen on that trailer, and I'm not sure what causes it. It's not because the wire was exposed or anything, but in there, it's just all corroded. But you go down here a little bit and cut this apart, and the wire's just fine. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's very possible that something like that happened with these marker lights too. So in a minute here, I'm going to pop the first two out. I think I'm going to work on these corner lights first, and I'll pop them out and show you what that looks like in case you're not familiar with it. So hang on a minute. All right, now since I was recording just a couple of minutes ago, I popped these two marker lights out of this little corner framework and pulled the wiring through the hole in the frame back here. And right now you can see that this light's kind of working intermittently. It's on now and then it's off. So it's definitely something here in this connection. And the problem is that it goes from that connection then on to the other one. So I'm going to replace everything from here on to the end because I have a couple of those little harnesses with those connectors on. I'm just going to have to wire it a little different way. So I'm going to start on that. Now, I'm not going to show, all the work as it's happening, because that'll probably be boring, but I'll show you what it looks like whenever I'm finished. Okay, so we'll be back. All right, so now I have both of these marker lights on this corner rewired. I use butt connectors. The only thing I have to do yet is I have one of those little things, kind of like a hair dryer, that melts the end of these to make a good seal, because these are the shrinkable ones. And I'll do that here. And I'll also do it in here, where I also made a connection, and then that'll seal out the weather. So all I have to do now on this set is just heat them up, do that shrinkage, and then pop them back into the grommets, and then this first part of the project will be done. All right, so we'll be back in a bit. All right, so as you can see, my two marker lights there on that corner have been replaced. Everything's all sealed and buttoned up. I know I mentioned this earlier, but I actually bought several of these little wiring harnesses. They're made by, who is it? Truck Light, I guess. I got them either at Advance Auto or AutoZone, one of the two. But that's what I used in there, because that's what's called for by those little marker lights. So, you know, I just cut the ends off and attached them to my butt connectors. So, all right, the first part of the project here is done. And next we'll be moving on to, as you can see, it's these two lights right here that aren't working. And I know why, because one of the wires, and you can see it right here, has come off. So that's going to be next on the agenda, is to get that fixed. Well, we're back. It's 2 days later, because I think I did that first video, the first part of the video on Saturday, and I wasn't up here at the red shed yesterday on Sunday, because there was nothing really urgent I had to do. So now it's Monday. I don't know what the date is, the 22nd. But in any event, I'm doing the second part of the F600 marker light project. So I'm at the workbench right now here at the red shed, and have some of my automotive electrical supplies out. And what I just did was to make a wiring harness for those two marker lights that were out at the back. So the way I set this up, there's a power wire and a ground wire coming off the wiring harness, and I did them in such a way that I could split it, and part of it would go to the one light, and then the rest of it goes through wires to go to the second light. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it or not, but I'm no automotive electrician by any means, and I'm not doing this video to tell people that this is the way to do it. This is just the way I'm doing it. It's my own little farmer fix, and I know that it's going to work. So I have the harness all put together. I have the ends of the butt connectors all, shrink wrapped and everything, all shrunk up using my little heat gun that I bought just for this purpose. And I like that. I used to do it with even though I don't smoke, with a cigarette lighter or a gas lighter. And I've seen people do that, but you end up, that method a lot of times, burning the plastic off the wires, where, if you're doing it this way, you don't have that much of a problem with it, and you end up with a nice seal. So that's that little wiring harness is all done, and I'm going to go attach these to the power and the ground wire, and hook them up, and we should be all set. Please excuse my not using a black wire here, but I was out of black wire. I've ordered more. In fact, I have several different colors and sizes of wires coming, but at least we can tell the difference between the power wire and the white one, or the ground here. So, all right, so I'm going to go back and pop this back on. All right, well, the new wiring harness is in. As you can see, I have it connected up here to the main harness, and I have the two lights on, and I have the lights on the truck on right now. So all these marker lights are now working. So it was a successful operation. So all I have to do now is just heat these two ends of these final butt connectors to get them shrunk down, pop the lights back in, and then this project is going to be over. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you found it interesting. It's nothing, you know, really all that exciting or difficult to do, but it's just one of those, you know, maintenance types things that a farmer needs to do with his equipment now and then, just to keep it going. And in this case, to have this truck ready for inspection here in a couple months. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it enough that you'll hit the like button. I hope that you'll subscribe if you already haven't. And if you have subscribed already, I appreciate that very much. And don't forget to leave me a comment, because that helps the channel out. And I, you know, appreciate and enjoy hearing from people. So with that, this is Charlie, the Pennsylvania grain farmer, saying, see you next time.